Hey guys. Okay, one more. Let's do one more. Let's get some people on here. Okay, this one's gonna be so much easier than the other ones I've done today because I actually did deer looks on myself and Avery 2 years ago for Halloween. So, hi guys, say hi when you get on. So this one's gonna be a little bit easier. I've already done this, actually twice before. So, 2 years ago, hi y'all. 2 years ago, Avery and I did, deer for Halloween. So I actually have sort of all of the accessories I need to do that. So, with my short asymmetrical haircut, because this side is longer than this side, this is the best little deer ears I can manage. So this is what we got. Okay, so this one is, I feel like it is intensely easier than the other two things I tried to tackle today. I have 3 really amazing looks for tomorrow. So if you guys aren't following me and you're just catching me for the first time, make sure that you click my nose on your screen and hit the follow button. So there's gonna be 3 really fun looks tomorrow too. So remember, I do take appointments. I am local here in Clyde, but I can travel a little distance and make that worth it. I'm actually filling up with Halloween bookings right now pretty quickly. Yay. So if you guys want me to do some makeup for Halloween, just message me, let me know what you're thinking of. We'll get a price going and we'll set you a date. So fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I have already primed my skin. Or lotioned my skin. I did skin prep. I'm going to be using this Urban Decay primer only because I don't have my Limelife. So those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Megan Norton. I am a lead beauty guide with Limelife by Alcone. We have chemical-free and toxin-free skincare, plus we have professional-grade makeup. So what you're going to be seeing me use tonight is going to be all Limelife, which is super exciting because it's chemical-free, paraben-free, toxin-free skincare, and then our cosmetic line is also paraben-free, which is huge, huge, huge. So here goes nothing. This is basically going to be putting on my normal foundation, creating some kind of intense contour and browning with a bunch of neutral tones, and some intense highlight. Because we have to really slim out our face to get that deer look because they have very slender faces. So we're going to be working on some contouring in and slendering out our face. And then we're going to put pretty intense highlight all through this midsection here. And then really most of my look is going to be coming from eyeliner. The eye makeup that I do, which you can make this, you really can take this look a couple of different directions. You can make it look very pretty and very glamorous and do a very glam eye. Or you can keep it, people are like, what are you doing? Sending me messages. I'm live. That's what I'm doing. Or you can take this to a more natural level and really make this very animalistic. So I have a really awesome animal look for tomorrow. I don't feel like tackling that tonight, guys. 3rd look in one day. It doesn't seem like much, but I sit in this chair for a really long time between prep and finish and photo. So this has been actually what it doesn't seem like to you guys probably has been a very busy day for me. So here goes nothing. So I am going to start with foundation. So I'm going to be using my Blenderful. I'm going to be going into my Limelife Botanical Foundation. This is, I'm an olive 2 color. I burn easily in the sun. So you guys are going to see the coverage of this foundation pretty intensely with this look. So you can tell I have some redness. I have washed my face a lot today. So I have some redness and I have a ton of freckles. So you're going to see this coverage here in just a second. And this is really super effortless, professional grade makeup. So as I do this look, you're going to kind of get a taste of what Limelife is all about. Guys, I will never use another makeup line ever in my entire life. This stuff is the bomb. So even as, and you know, like when I do makeup artistry and stuff, this stuff is absolutely the best. So Halloween party, I'm going to go as a deer. Yay! Oh, Brittany, how fun. Yeah, for sure. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know. Message me. We'll work something out. You know, I do have the studio going up and it is coming together. It's nowhere near, it's still being used as storage for parts of stuff that came in the move, but, it's getting there. Studio will be amazing. I'm giving myself a time frame of about, by the new year, I will have a completely fully functioning room in here. And my acoustics will be better and my lighting will be better, but that's a slow process. I'm already working with 2 soft lights, a ring light, and then of course my Reiki mirror, which guys, it has done its job today. It is dead. So I'm going to have to charge it. But this look is really fairly simple. Oh, thanks, James. So this is really fairly simple. Honestly, this is like, I did this look before I joined Limelife. And so I did this look with just 2 years ago, basic makeup, which I just had in my makeup bag already. This really is super simple. So what I'm going to want to do is just make sure that I have some really good coverage happening, because we want to make sure, yes, girl. Okay, we want to make sure that we have everything covered. A lot of this in here is going to be pretty intense highlight. So our middle section here, we don't have to worry too much about coverage. It's going to be this middle section here, because all of this is going to be contoured so intensely. Your foundation work on this is really simple. So just whatever you normally do for your foundation. And if you're not loving your foundation, let me know, because I can get you some Limelife samples for free. I also do free facials and Limelife makeovers. So I only charge if I'm doing like event makeup, which is like Halloween, weddings, homecomings, things like that. And I'm super affordable. And then, you know, we do for Limelife, for my Limelife business, I don't charge anything. We do free facials. So you guys can come hang out, have a mimosa, a glass of wine, Dr. Pepper, coffee, whatever you prefer. Hang out, we'll do a facial and do some makeup. So this is really simple. So this is basic foundation, and that's it. That's all I'm doing as far as my base look for this. A lot of our look, hi John. A lot of our look, hi Melissa, is gonna come from highlight and contour. So we wanna make sure our contour is dark enough. This is a little confusing because we're gonna contour really dark and then we're gonna put fawn spots on. So the costume in itself, don't take it too literally because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm a female, obviously, but I am gonna be wearing very large antlers. So, you know, just take it for what it's worth. It's gonna be cute. So, but we're also gonna put fawn spots on. It's a girl thing. So my foundation is on. Guys, I need like a full-time brush cleaning assistant is what I need. Seriously. After all this, I'm gonna have to clean my brushes like 3 times a day. Trish, you need to come see me. Come see me. Message me, come see me. We'll have fun, we'll do facials. So I'm gonna go into my powder brush and I'm gonna go into our Press Perfect powder here. Guys, if y'all saw that pan this morning, that pan was like almost new. I've done so much makeup today. So we are going to, I love this stand for my mirror. If you guys don't have a Reiki mirror either, you guys need to come by, swing by the house and come look at this thing and you will change your mind. This thing is such a game changer. Hey girl, hey, we're doing a deer. So I actually had a girl message me and she's gonna be a deer. And so she wanted to get my take on that. And guys, remember, makeup is artistry. That's one of the wonderful things that I absolutely adore about makeup is everything can be personalized. I love makeup. I love playing in makeup. I love theatrical looks. I love everyday makeup. I love it all. So this is, makes a huge difference when you love your makeup, but it's art. So, you know, you watch videos on YouTube or maybe you watch me. Awesome. Thank you. You take that for what it's worth and you do you. So a lot of this might be a combination of some looks, maybe some stuff I throw together last minute. Who knows? You never know. I really should be having a glass of wine. So I have a foundation brush here. Third look of the day, y'all. Third look of the day. Okay, so I have a little buffer brush here. This is our number 5 brush out of our brush collection. I'm going to be going into, because this is a really intense highlight, I'm going to be doing my highlight first, and then I'll touch it up with some really dramatic highlight out of our Danessa Maverick palette. Bonnie, you're a rock star. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, y'all don't forget to share because that helps me a whole lot. So this is our Zero Waterproof Concealer. I'm going to go in with that, and that's what I'm going to create my highlight with. So this is going to be my base highlight, and we're basically going to take that. Oh, I'll just show you. Okay, so in our upper zone here, basically like you're making 2 little mini circles right here. And we're gonna brush that in. Hey, Craig. Bonnie, I should totally get myself a glass of wine, but I should have done that before I sat down so I don't have to walk away from the live feed. I feel like I did that enough today when like the landlord was here and the dog was barking all crazy. My landlord showed up and I had like skull crystal teeth all over my face. He was like, oh. All right, so down the middle of our nose, this is going to be one of the heaviest highlight points. So this concealer is really, really, really light, and it's really going to help. So you don't have to worry about the bottom section of your nose because that's going to be black. Thanks, Brittany. Guys, y'all have no idea how much it means when I see you guys share a video. This is networking. It's what I do. So it means a whole lot. Thank you so much. So I'm going to conceal all the way around here. This concealer out here is going to be covered up with some intense bronzer, but I do get very red right there, so we want to make sure we just cancel that out. Da, 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 da. All right, so I'm also going to take this. Normally, you guys will see me highlight just my Cupid's bow right here where your lips hump, but I am going to actually be doing the whole section here. And this is really simple. So you're just going to blend, blend, blend. Bonnie, why are you laughing at me? And y'all try to remember when y'all comment every single time. Facebook is notorious. Instagram live feeds are not like this, but Facebook is. I don't know what the deal is. But y'all's comments are really delayed. So I very well might have, hi, Stephen. Very well might have like moved on to the next part of the conversation without you because I don't see your comment until late. Okay, so there. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this highlight underneath my eyes and on top of my eyelids. Guys, 3 looks in one day. That's like a record or something, I think. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that my connection here is real great either. If I look fuzzy to you guys, I apologize. I was watching a replay earlier and answering some comments and questions on here, and I noticed that on my replay, it looked really slow and grainy. So, oh, the landlord. Yeah, poor guy. He had no idea what he was in for. It was crazy. Okay, so we're going to use a couple of different things to create this pretty intense, because you can make this look very tame and very, very calm, or you can do it really intense. I'm going to be doing really intense. So we're going to go into and start with creating our shading with this bronzer. This is our perfect bronzer. It's one bronzer for every skin tone. I don't know the science behind it. I just know it works. So we're going to go in with the tip point of this contour brush, and we're going to shade in that cheekbone. So remember, contour is playing with shadows. So the more you contour here, the deeper that contour, and the more you pop this highlight here, the skinnier your face is going to look. So deer obviously have, almost said deers. Deer obviously have very skinny faces. So you can take this and just do your normal makeup and then just throw some dots on, and it still looks really cute. Or you can go kind of intense. And if you guys know me, I like everything bold. So we're going to go intense. I figure if I'm going to be sitting here and we're going to be doing the look, we might as well go all out, right? So a lot of our intense shading is going to come in this area here and then down the sides of our nose. So I'll show you guys how that works. I'm going to go ahead and dust a little bit of contour down here just to give us a very brown look. I'm not going to worry about doing my lower neck and chest line, which normally I would, but I'm tired. Okay, it's been a long day. So we're going to concentrate some pretty heavy contour here in this section as well. So you can, a little trick when you hold your brush, if you hold your brush by the handle, these are going to move a lot, and you're going to get some really widespread contour. But if you'll take your brush and slide your hand down to this, where you hold those bristles a little more stiff, that's going to deposit pigment in a more concentrated area. So you can do that. You can use one brush to do everything. So if you just squeeze those bristles together to where they don't move as much, you're going to get a very concentrated pigmentation. And then you can use the loose bristles by the handle to kind of buff all that out. Because we do want a very intense look, but we want to make sure that everything is blending. So you can already kind of see like the deer shape taking form. So fun. Okay. So we're just going to connect these two here. So from this point here and this point here, because we do want, you know, normally we would not do that if we were just normal contouring. We would not be connecting these 2 points here, but we're going to do that because we're going to look like a deer. So we want our whole face to kind of be brown, except for our intense highlight points here. So you can even bring it a little higher up around your chin, which normally we wouldn't do either on front face, right? Under face, front face. So we don't really, we put our contour during our regular makeup under face, which is here underneath that contour line. But front face right here, we don't typically blend any contour there because that would just look silly. But it's a deer. So we're gonna go ahead and pull a little bit of that pigmentation up over the edge onto the front face. Okay, so that is our basic contour shape, and you can kind of see the deer stuff taking form, which is so fun. But we're going to intensify that just a tad. So I'm going to go in with, oh, that brush had like a ton of that blue pigment in it. Good heavens. I have a brush cleaner here. It's just a dry sponge. We knock all the pigment off of our brushes in here. That thing is amazing, actually. I have 2 of them. One that goes in my wedding travel case and one that stays with me. So to intensify that look just a tad, we're going to go in with our number 6 waterproof concealer here. This is our darkest Limelife concealer. And guys, I'm telling you this makeup because it's professional. If you were to do your Halloween makeup with this stuff and you leave to go to a party or you're out at night and having drinks or whatever, this stuff, dancing, this stuff is going to stay in place all night long. Amazing. So I put a little bit of that pigment here, and guys, when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Limelife is all 50% pigment, so start small and build if you want. We're going to intensify this and build in some pretty intense brown contour. Now I'm going to blend that out, so hang on a second. But we're just going to get it in place. I'm just going to kind of show you how to place it. So this doesn't have to be neat. We just want to make sure it's in the center of that contour zone. And you're going to bring it in pretty far. So normally our contour doesn't come inside any further than the outer corner of our eye. But because we want a super slimming effect in this and we want it really dramatic, you're going to bring it over just a tad bit further. I hope I explained things to where they're, I don't know, understandable. Maybe they're not. All right, we're going to go back in with that same contour brush. Hold it close to the end, just like we did before. And we're going to blend out that concealer to where we don't have a line there. But it is going to deepen that contour quite a bit. And then we'll do our nose separately. So you can see that intense contour that's happening there. And just keep blending until you get the effect you want. Pretty, huh? Look how much that accentuates my cheekbones just by creating that hollow there. Pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna just intensify that blend. Then we're holding our bristles close to the end of this brush so that they're not moving as much because we wanna keep that really intense color built just here. Hi, Andra. Hi. I know. Okay, I'm having a good time. So today's been a fun makeup day. It's really, really nice to get in front of the camera. Hi, Amanda. Hi, honey. It has been really nice to get back in front of the camera today. You know, the move was really difficult and everything was kind of crazy, and I feel like I've been missing everybody, so here I am. All right, so we're also going to go in and intensify these bones here. So we're going to do the same thing with that number 6 concealer. And this you can almost just use this brush for. You don't really have to go back in with that contour brush unless you just really feel like you can't get a good blend with this one, because we're going to intensify just those top sections there. So, I mean, if this brush is too flimsy for you or you can't control it, then you can always go back in. Thanks, girl. This is my favorite part, y'all. Seriously. A friend of mine was like, you should work for Disney on one of my posts earlier. And I was like, well, thanks. That's flattering. I'm not quite that level. But, gosh, that would be a dream come true. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't really share much, but. All right, so we're going to go back in with an eyeshadow brush, and we're going to go into that bronzer. And we're going to put that pigment and start shadowing this nose. Now, I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the most important parts of everything because it is the center focus of this look. So normally we do contour the sides of our nose. This is going to be just a tad bit different. So I'm looking behind you guys into my Reiki mirror. This is going to be a very intense line for this look. Normally we stop here and we'll blend that contour out. But for this, we want to make sure that we bring that up really high. And we want to make sure that we bring that this direction over towards our eyebrow. And you're going to start seeing that shading kind of take effect. So just make sure you're leaving the bridge of your nose wide open because that needs to remain white. We'll glam it up with a little bit of Danestamyrix in a minute. And just make sure you have a really soft blend. And then we're going to go in and do some fun eye makeup. So the bottom of our nose will be black. This middle stripe here will be black. Our top lip will be black, and this will be whited out. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. So I feel like we have a pretty good start to some pretty intense contour. I am going to go in with a different brush and add just a tad bit of brownie points into the center of this. It's going to really make it dark. So let me show you guys real quick. In my 18 well palette here, I'm going to stay away from any metallics and keep everything very neutral and flat. So brownie points is one of our flat eyeshadows here. You guys see me use this sometimes for my eyebrows. This is what I'm going to be using to accentuate those contour lines. So tap off your excess because remember 50% pigment is a lot of pigment. And we're going to just, lightly touch. And in circular motions, heading out, that may be too fast, but heading outwards like this is how we're going to put that contour in place. And remember, we want to bring that in a little further than we normally would. It's going to feel really abnormal. But this is what's going to start building kind of that, animals never have exactly one tone. And so you want to just make sure you're getting that shading that's going to look kind of animalistic. So again, working out, outward swirls, start deepening that contour a little. And make sure you're holding your brush far enough away from your face that those bristles have room to blend. If you press this into your skin really hard, you see your bristles go flat, that's going to deposit a bunch of pigment in one spot and you don't want that. So blend this into your hairline, give those bristles room to move and work. Hi, y'all. Everybody say hi. So that kind of shows you the difference. And I'm looking back behind you guys again because it always does look different on camera than it does in person. Like behind me here, that's looking really dark, like really, really dark. Like almost gray. And I know on camera it doesn't truly show up that way. So we're going to do the same thing here and here. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Mindy. Hey, are you watching in bed with baby girl? All right, so we're going to be adding that deeper color here as well. And then I'm going to go in with that same brush that I used. Well, no, I'll use a different brush. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of that really dark pigment here on this, hi Mindy, on the sides of my nose. So into that brownie points again. And I'm barely going to touch my skin. And you're going to see that line. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, so awesome. I swear to gosh, I'm in love with these pigments. So intense. And we are going to deepen that contour there and bring that up into our eyebrow. So this line should just come straight up and into our eyebrow like one fell swoop. Girl, I am always up late. I am a night owl. 3 makeup looks in one day has been an intense challenge, but I love it. 3 more tomorrow, so y'all be sticking around. Pay attention. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Since I'm not going to be actually doing my eyebrows for this look, you know, like I would for everyday makeup, this is actually what's going to build that coloring into my eyebrows. It's just going to look like my eyebrows are just part of the look instead of separating them. I love the fact that it's like all starting to turn out. That's so fun. Okay. I am going to be doing some intense contour down here as well. Back into that fluffy brush. Back into that brownie points, flat, really dark brown. And I'm going to sort of just intensify that contour down here as well. And just keep blending and blending and blending and blending. This look is probably, I don't know, this is a lot of blending. The other 2 looks that I did today weren't a ton of blending. But this one definitely is. But you can see how that chisels out that cheekbone, especially against that black background. You can see, instead of it being so rounded, it looks very sharp. And, you know, that's like animalistic jaw, very sharp. So by creating that shadow here, simple makeup tricks. Creating that shadow here and bringing that along that jawline is what's going to do that. Hi, guys. Invite your friends to watch. Y'all make sure you share, please. Hit the share button. It is so helpful. So if you like what you're seeing, hit share. All right, so that's going to help create that contour under there. And we're starting to get that very slimmed out, super skinny kind of look. So I'm going to take this deeper here. And we're going to blend that out. But I want that to be really intense. Ah, like that. So you just keep building until you get the look you want. Now I'm actually going to take my blending brush and holding it towards the end again. The more pressure you apply to those bristles, the more direct blend you're going to get. So I'm sort of half gripping them. I want it to go ahead and blend into the rest of this. So I don't want to hold on to it too tight, but I definitely don't want full effect blend with this huge brush. So there. Super cool. Super, super cool. Okay. We're going to go back in with that buffer brush that we used to do our highlight. And we're just going to make sure that we touch up this area here because we might have gotten a little bit overboard. So we're just going to clean up our lines a little bit. And the more intense you make this cut here, the deeper this is, the skinnier that look is going to look. I hope all this is making sense. So we're going to really white out those eyes and eyelids, but don't interrupt that brown cut we made into our eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and start whitening out that bottom lip just by using that concealer. I'm going to go ahead and white out my top lip. However, that one is going to be black in the end. All right, I'm going to go in with a more finite brush into that same concealer. and really intensify the center of this. So this gives me way more control than that other brush. Like so. And that's one really great thing about these Limelife concealers as well, is that I always hated concealers. I feel like they settled in my creases and my fine lines, and this is not going to do that, which is really cool. So I'm just going to go in and touch up some of those brown spots and make sure everything is blending. So just take a look at what you've done, and if you see any harsh lines, just sort of go through and blend any of those out. Like that. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. Now, what's next? What's next? Let's do our eyes. So I'm going to go in with my blending brush, which is my number 10 brush. You guys see me use this on my eyes all the time. We're going to go ahead and start building our eyes. I'm going to leave my eyelids pretty bright. So I'm going to just start building. Neutrally or browns? Okay, I'm going to go in with my Antique bar, which is kind of a metallic-y color, but this is going to be a very feminine look. So we're going to go ahead and go in with that Antique bar, which just came back into stock. I'm going to start by depositing that pigment right here on the corner of my eye. And then start blending windshield wiper blend into that crease. Yay! Girl, I can totally walk you through. Bonnie, we could totally walk you through it. Totally, we'll figure it out. Oh, thank you. Hi, Dee. No, I mean, gosh, I wouldn't even know where to start, you know? I don't know. I don't feel like I'm at that level. My other aunt asked me if I should consider working for Disney, and I'm like, well, I would love that, except I feel like I would have a lot to learn, but that would be so fun. Okay, so we're going to build this coloring kind of up high. So you can feel your brow bone. Your crease right here is going to go in. That looks kind of crazy. Build just a tad bit higher than that. This we just want to make sure is really well blended. And then we're going to bring that around underneath. So that's just going to help marry those two colors to where everything looks very unified. And then we're going to really slender out those eyes while making them kind of doughish. It's going to sound very contradictory, but I promise you it's going to work. I'll show you. Colorings with whites, like real intense white, creates negative space, and it's awesome as far as like opening up your eyes. So we're just blending this brown in. This is Antique bar. And we're going to be blending that all the way over. Thanks, Trish. I mean, deer season's coming. And I don't know if that's like a southern thing or what, but I feel like the year that I dressed up like a deer, everybody was dressing up like a deer. So we're going to bring that over into the corner of our eye, holding on to that crease line and leaving our lids alone. And then bringing that around underneath. So it's obviously a very monochromatic look because we're just going to have a ton of different shades of brown, but it's going to look really cool. So I'm actually going to open my eye and look straight ahead so I can kind of build that color up a little bit onto my brow bone. We just want to make sure that everything is very, very blended. So I'm looking behind you guys into my Reiki mirror and windshield wiper blending back and forth. So the looks that I have for tomorrow, guys, I'm super excited about. One of them, actually none of them. I've never done any of them. So they're all going to be new attempts and I'm super stoked. One of them's really creepy and very different. So some of the idea is made up in my head and some of it's kind of a morphing of two looks I saw online. And so because I don't have reference photos, like I don't have anything to look at even right now, it's going to be pretty intense. It's going to be fun. I'm adding that residual color from my eyes down here onto my nose just to kind of shadow that out some. So remember when we're trying to hide things, we use shadow. So I'm actually trying to make my nose look even thinner. So if you guys notice that residual brown that I put here will actually do that. It starts hiding those humps like into a shadow. So they'll almost be non-existent. What? Yeah, I know. It's almost time, right? Almost time. Okay. So there's that. Now I'm actually going to be glamming up those eyelids quite a bit. So we are going to be going in and using that waterproof concealer we used on the rest of our face. And I'm going to start crease cutting my eyelid. So crease cutting is just simply that. You're cutting in your crease. I use a very sharp, skinny brush. And you're going to go directly up to where your crease cuts back into your eye. So you might have to look at it from a couple of different angles to make sure that you're getting it all right. And then you're going to bring that out just a tad. Now we're also going to be using white, which is going to brighten up certain spots as well. And we'll be using white for our actual spots. That was like the most delayed sentence in the history of sentences. Y'all stay with me. I'm a little tired. Okay. So that's going to start helping to really slender that out. Now I'm going to go into our Danessa Myricks palette. This is our new highlight palette. This thing is fantastic. I'm going to go in with a brown color. I don't know that I really want to do super brown. Or if I want to leave, because we want to leave our eyelids pretty white and light because we want that intense black line that we create to pop. So if we darken out our entire eye, like eyelid and all, then it makes that line less noticeable. I think I want, okay, we're going to go in with this middle one here. So it's not white, it's not holographic like the mermaid and skull look, but it's going to be more like this color here. And I'm going to put that over, and these are creams, so you can just go right in with that same brush you were using with your cream contour without cleaning and without changing brushes. And we're going to add that highlight there, and it's going to be an intense look. So if you feel confident enough with the brush you have in your hand to bring that into a line down here, you can do that. If you don't feel like you need a lining brush. And just place that highlight right on top of that contour. I mean concealer. Good heavens, y'all. I have washed my face 4 times today already. So much Halloween. But guys, I could literally do this every single day, all day long. I really wish this was my job. Okay, so that creates that. Now we're going to go in with our black liner. Actually, hang on. I changed my mind. Shocking, I know. Okay, so I do have this ruby brush, which is one of my favorite brushes. So this is going to be a very fluffy brush. And we're gonna go into our palette here. So we used this antique bar, which is a reddish brown metallic-y color. And we used that all over, but I'm gonna deepen in the sockets of my eye by going just into my crease with the tip of this pointed fluffy brush. With this brownie points, this is that very matte brown color that we used in some of our contour here. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Thanks, Bonnie and Christine. I guess my biggest hope is that, like, maybe somebody gets inspired, you know, create. So I'm putting this very dark color very carefully into that crease line. Making sure that I'm blending up, not down. I don't want to interrupt that crease cut that we did. This is a pretty dangerous idea. Normally I should have done this before I did my crease cut, but I didn't. So we're doing it now. So I'm going to deepen that up, and that is a very risky move because if I got down into that crease line, I would have to redo that crease cut all over again. But I'm pretty confident I can pull it off. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this really dark brownie points underneath right here as well. Because in order to get that very open look, we're going to be putting white all the way around our waterline right here. So the darker the color underneath that, the more contrast we have, the more that that's going to contrast and look more intense. So I'm going to bring that brown under here. That's kind of, I don't know if that's sad or what, but that is me living on the edge, Bonnie. That is my excitement. Okay. So there's that. Again, I should have got a glass of wine. Okay. So there's that. You can see like the dark, intense happenings in our crease. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do my white liner first. It's a gamble. All right. So this white liner, it's just a white pencil. And we're going to be going in, and I'm telling, okay, if you feel like you don't want to touch your look, here's trick of the trade. If you feel like you don't want to touch your look and risk getting something on here, you can always pull your eyelid down with a brush like so. And then apply your white. And we're going to be putting that all the way from very inner corner across our tear duct. Right by our lash line and covering our waterline. Like that. So then we're going to go straight from this corner in. Have something in my eye. Okay. And then we're going to bring that all the way over. And white out that inner corner. Don't worry about it getting on your bottom lashes. We're going to be covering those in mascara anyway. So just make sure you cover up that waterline. And cover up this entire, sort of in a triangle. Cover up that entire inner corner. Now I can go back into my professional face paint and touch up some of that white if I want it to be more dramatic. But for the most part, that's exactly what I need. Now I'm going to go in with my Limelife by Alcone eyeliner. This has a very sharp precision tip on it. Makes things like this really, really easy. So I'm going to start from, normally I start from the inside and work my way out, but I'm going to work my way in this time because my wing is actually going to be on the inner corner instead of the outer corner like an everyday look. So we're going to start out here. And we're going to bring that line in, and I'm going to show you guys how to split that at the tail. It doesn't have to be a very thick line, but again, it's art. Just do what you want. Okay, so now that line that we create here, we're going to have one on the bottom and one on the top. So when we create our bottom line, we're going to bring it all the way. We're going to be going in between this dark shadow we created and the white line on our water line. So take it right along your lash line. This is when I feel like I need my magnifying mirror. So your Reiki mirror comes with one of these. This is like, it's a magnifying mirror. It works really great for detail work. It is a little hard to talk to you guys while I do this. Okay, so now when we bring those two in, we're actually going to split the top and bottom around that white section we created there. So whichever way you feel better. If you feel better pulling in, then go in. If you feel better connecting out, I'm going to feel better connecting this direction. So we're going to go here. And do that line there. And then we're going to do one from the top as well. Like so. So same thing over here, in between that dark shadow and that white line. And then we're going to bring it down. And if you need to map it out, you can do that too. Just, you know, go start stenciling it. Me, I'm just going for it. Like so. Same thing on the top. We're going to go along that top lash line until we meet in the corner. And not create any real wing out there. So just like so. Just like that. It's going to look awesome, guys, when we're finished. That lid does not go to that. Okay. I am going to go in and intensify that line heading here. Awesome. And then I'm going to go in and use a very small brush. And I'm going to go back into that highlight palette. You should dress for Halloween. Guys, this is ridiculous, but seriously, I would dress up every day if I could. I'm going to be putting that very white highlight right next to that creation there that we did on our eyebrows. So I did that skull look this morning, and then I went into town. I went by the dollar store. I went through the drive-through beer barn. I went to McDonald's. I did it all with the skull look on my face, crystals and all. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to start using our black. Now I do have black eyeshadow as well. And this is Limelife pigment, so it is very intense. I'm also going to be, gosh, I don't know if I want to use a pencil or if I want to do it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my eyeliner. And we're going to try... I had a black pencil once upon a time. Here we go. We're going to use this. I feel like that liner is really great, but that it's very bendy at the tip. And so I'm afraid that when I start going over the curvature of my nose, that bend is going to slip. So we're going to use just a regular black pencil and map out that coloration for our nose. So we're just going to be doing the underside. And then following the natural curvature of your nostril. Like so. Same thing on that side. So you can kind of just see the underneath side that gets to be black. And then just follow the underneath curve there. And we're going to fill all that in black, and it's going to be blacked out. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to go in and show you guys how to intensify that black here in just a second. So we're just going to go in and give ourselves a good black base on here. Hi, y'all. A deer. Adrian, I'm going to be a deer. I feel like the finished look really comes together when you start putting everything on. Like when I did the Queen of Hearts look earlier, it looked pretty decent. But when I got my wig on and got everything up and everything done, the pictures turned out like a lot better than I thought they were going to. Hi, guys. Got a little black pencil up there. That's going to be fun cleaning all that out later. But you got to do it for the look. So there. Deer nose. Now I'm going to take this down the center. So where you have your separation of your lips, your Cupid's bow runs up to your nostril. So those two separations, I'm only going to be coloring that center point, and you don't want to make it as wide as that. So just a line straight down, just like that. Now we're only going to be blacking out our top lip, not the bottom lip. So make sure you keep your lips separated, finish your top lip. We're going to set it with powder, and then you'll be good to go. So you see me balancing. Now remember, we started out, that looks so cool, huh? We started out by putting that waterproof concealer on our top lip. So it's really going to hold all that in place. So if you have your makeup done and you go out dancing or something, or you're drinking drinks or whatever all night, or eating at a party, that's going to help really keep all of that in place. But we're going to go one step further, and I'm going to grab my setting spray. I'm going to grab a little smudge brush because we don't want hardly any movement, and we want to make sure we have very short bristles because we want very direct placement with this. So I'm going to be using my setting spray. I Limelife setting spray. It's a 16-hour hold setting spray. It's no joke. And then into this black powder here. And that's going to give us the very intense black coloring that we're wanting to set all of this black liner. And so just keep grabbing pigment. We're going to deal with that very skinny line later. Don't try to do that with this thick brush. I think a lot of these looks come in, the details of things really make a difference. So we're just going to intensify this. We're going to set everything with the setting spray and powder. And then once that setting spray dries, the stuff is in place for a while. Bye, Bill. Okay. So there we go. You know what? It's funny because I think that if it was Halloween paint, I would feel the same way. But all of this Limelife stuff, I honestly don't feel like if I was just walking around, I wouldn't even know that I had anything on. I don't feel it. It's not itchy. It doesn't feel weird. I actually don't feel it at all. So, that's kind of cool. All right. So now we're going to go in and create some spots. We're going to be using our white pencil. But I want to kind of base those out. I could just go in and put white dots around and be done. But I feel like that's very beginner level. So we're going to do something here pretty quick. We're going to take this setting spray. We're going to go into that antique bar color. We're going to grab some of that pigment and we're going to create our spots that way. So just keep that setting spray on hand. You can also spray it into the lid if you wanted to. I just spray the edge. And I don't feel like having these exactly symmetrical is a really big deal. Unless you're just OCD. All right, we're going to put some up here in this contour area here. I'm going to dip into my brownie points instead of that and do this up here just a tad bit darker. So these are going to be a bigger under base because our little white spots actually have to go inside there. So we're going to be doing these just a tad bit bigger than what our little white spots would be. You can do it however you want. This is not a necessary step. It's just going to add a little bit. You know what? Oh, hi, Miss Pam. Rhonda, I see you watching. You know what would be really fun? Is if I could use my Lottie Dazzle palette and do like a yellow deer on you. That would be so fun. So you can see I'm just going around the outside of those with a little bit of that darker color. Does not have to be perfect. So there's our spots. Now, I could go in with this white pencil and I could go in and do the inside of those, but I'm gonna risk a bunch of odd coloring if I do that because it's gonna start blending some of those colors together and my spots are no longer gonna look like spots. So I'm gonna go in with my Bo Buggles Pro palettes. So I have, for those of you that don't know, I do professional face paint as well. So this is my kit here. I'm going to go in with my white. I'm going to activate that cake with some water. And I'm going to use a very tiny, tiny little lip liner brush. And that's what I'm going to be putting my white in. We're actually going to be touching up some of this white here and making it all very bold. So I'll show you in just a second. So this cake is a dry cake. And then we just add some water. And we're not going to need a whole lot. It's trying to turn pink. I don't want you to be pink. There must be something left in that brush from my lips earlier. If so, we'll grab a different brush. Because we don't need pink. There we go. Okay, so we just activate that cake by putting a little bit of water in there and rubbing it around, and you'll start seeing it turn into like a creamy paint. And the good thing about these cakes are that when whatever pigment you don't use actually dries right back and you don't waste anything. So we're going to go in with just the tip of this and we're going to put just a white dot in the center of each one of these dots that we created. And that is like super bright white. And of course you could add more spots, fewer spots, whatever you want to do. But I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go in with what's left on this brush here. We're going to pick up some more white pigment on just the very tip. And I'm going to add that just to the very inside of my eye there. Like that. Fun. Okay. So that's all the white we need. Put that back up. Okay. So I feel like that looks pretty good. I would like to deepen up that dark color under, in my eye crease. So I'm going to darken that up a little bit with a little bit of that brownie points eyeshadow. Being careful not to touch that on top of my eye there. So there we go. I think it looks awesome. Okay, I'm actually going to go in, hang on just a second. Just a second. I want that eyelid to be a little bit brighter. I feel like maybe I chose the wrong highlight to put there. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we're going to go in with just a tad bit of concealer. and just brighten up that eyelid a little bit. Hi, Michelle. Jealous of what, sweetheart? And so I'm just going to go in and fix that line of eyeliner. So you can make that line, I mean, really, honestly, as thick or as light as you want. It doesn't matter. So there you go. We have a very chiseled little deer. And you can do whatever you want with your bottom lip. I do feel like that black comes off just a tad on there. But you could make that flesh tone. You could do a little pink lip. I mean, you could really do whatever you wanted. I am going to do, let's jump into our new Danessa Myricks colors. Those are all very brown. We actually have a very deep brown. Chocolate Ganache is one of our new Danessa Myricks and Enduring Lip colors. You could do this, guys. Everybody can do this. That's part of the reason I make videos, is because I think it shows how easy this stuff really is. If you go step by step, it's really, I mean, I just started by following people. That's all I do. So you can find all of these products at my website. I'll put my link in the comments. That's that new Danessa Myricks color. That's that Chocolate Ganache. Isn't that beautiful? So there you go. Ta-da! Okay, so setting spray, right? Thanks. Bill, it's a deer. I feel like if you have to ask, I did it wrong. I feel like it looks pretty good. Kind of proud of it. What am I trying to be? What in the world is it? It's a deer. Oh, dear. Okay, I'm going to spray. Setting spray. Now, honestly, once that setting spray was to dry, I'm obviously not going to wear this all day. However, I would love to. I think it's super cute. But that's not going to last. So do you guys want to see the antlers that I made 2 years ago? Okay, I'll show them to you before I take a picture. So, I don't know if I can fit them all in the screen note. I'm telling y'all, I made these myself out of, like, this paper mache stuff. It's fantastic. Okay, look. Ta-da-da, I made these myself from scratch. Aren't they gorgeous? They're so extra. Look how big they are. So, I'm going to put these on. Oh, lashes. You want me to do lashes? I'll do lashes. I wasn't going to do lashes because of the, you know, it's a deer. But I totally can. Let's do lashes. Okay, Bonnie, do you want them on top or bottom? Tell me. Ta-da, let's do top. Okay, so I'm going to put a layer of mascara here. Thanks, Christine. So I made that set for myself, and Avery and I went as deer. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. Y'all, she had just turned 3, and I made her little headband. It's over there in my fall box, but I made her little headband. It had little spikes. Oh my God, it was so cute. So hers matched mine. Oh, you want me to put them on the bottom? Let's do it. You're the designer, Bonnie. You're the designer. Sure, I'll build my top ones with mascara, and then we'll put, girl, I'll do whatever you want. And then we'll put the lashes on the bottom. Look at that mascara, y'all. You can also get this mascara at my website for 20 bucks. Best mascara in the world. It's hypoallergenic. It's Leaping Bunny certified. Everything Limelife is. Also, if you decide to order something and you get it in and you don't like it, I'm telling you, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything, even if the bottle's empty. So if you buy something and you try it and you just feel like after 30 days or even before that, you know, that this just isn't for you, which I've never had anybody do, then, you can always send it back. Totally risk-free ordering. We don't auto ship. Okay, so I am going to put a little bit of mascara here on the bottom lashes. And we're going to glue, once again, lashes on the bottom. So this makes twice in my life. Once earlier today and once right now. That I've ever added lashes the opposite direction on the bottom. But I tell you what, it does add quite an effect. I will give you that. This fly is going to be the death of me. Okay. Seriously, I like have a fly swatter over here because they're so bad. I don't know what you guys in Clyde and Abilene have done, but the flies are horrid. Horrid. Okay, so let's glue lashes. Let's glue lashes on the bottom. Let me find some glue. Okay, so I earlier used clear glue. I'm going to be using dark tone glue this time because everything is so dark. I don't want to mess any of it up. So dark tone glue works just like other glue. It just comes out gray and dries black. So here we go. We have our handy dandy lashes. So we're going to put these going the opposite way as normal. So we just coat a layer of that on that lash. Give it a second, let it do. Oh my God, I do need one of those fly catchers. And mosquitoes. God, they're awful. Okay, you really liked them earlier? Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. So we wanna make sure we're putting them on, don't put them on to where they go up. You wanna make sure you turn them over and put them on to where they are going down. Shorter lashes to the inside. So like this. You can see the curvature of those lashes. And we're going to put those up under here. So I'm going to use my magnifying mirror because I found out earlier that it was a lot easier than trying to get super close to you guys and do this. So here goes nothing. So I will say, I do feel like that looks really cool. Sorry, I have to concentrate. Good heavens. You like those? Super cute. All right, so let's do the other ones. Oh, I dropped my glue in the floor. Good heavens. At least it wasn't the lash. Okay, so magnifying mirror. Lean your head down. And they do reasonably go right in place, seriously. Now we didn't quite wait and let that glue get tacky. You like it? It looks more like a pouty deer. So there you go. So you guys can get kind of a sneak peek. I'm going to try to keep those still while they dry. Check this out. What? These things are awesome. And I know it's going to be really hard for y'all to get like the full effect. Hello here. These have to be my ears, y'all. I have to make them work. So you guys can see how huge those things are. So I'm going to have to do like a selfie picture from way back and put the timer on my phone. But you have a deer. Okay, I'm going to take some after pictures and then, oh, I can't believe I wore these around a couple years ago. They're so heavy. But they are huge. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So I'll see you guys back tomorrow. 3 more looks tomorrow. So y'all be looking out for me. If you guys aren't following me, either friend request me or tap my nose right now and click the follow button. Share away with your friends. Remember, if you want Halloween makeup done, book an appointment. Love you guys. Good night.